Let's read the Bible together. Today is chapter 4 of Genesis, Cain and Abel, the first ever born humans. Cain and Abel. Adam made love to his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord, and Abel also brought an offering, fat portions of some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked on favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you so angry? Why is your face downcast? If what you do is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do what is not right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out onto the field." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opens its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." Then the Lord put a mark of Cain, so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain made love to his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city, he named it, after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad was the father of Meshael, and Meshael was the father of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lachmed. Lachmed married 2 women, one named Ada and the other one named Zileth. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who lived in tents and raised livestock. His brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of all those who played string instruments and pipes. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lachmed said to his wife, "Ada and Zillah, listen to me, lives of Lachmed, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lachmed 77 times. Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son named Seth, saying, "God has granted me another child in the place of Abel, since Cain killed him." Seth also had a son. He named him Enosh. At that time, the people began to call on the name of the Lord. Okay, so that's chapter 4. So, chapter 4, what happens in this one, it's just talking about the first ever born humans. So Adam and Eve were created by God, and now we have Cain and Abel. So they are the first sons of mankind, and what do? One of them kills the other one. Isn't that just in like such human nature that immediately he gets jealous of his brother and then takes him into a field and then, murders him. And so Cain murders Abel, and then Cain now, God is punishing him. So I just think that's interesting that the first ever humans that have ever been born immediately devolve into sin. And he immediately covets his brother's possessions. He goes, well, the brother has favor with the Lord and I do not. And he's jealous of this. And so because he's jealous of this, Cain kills Abel. And to me, that's just something to think about, how humans are so flawed and we're so jealous all the time, and how we'll often look at somebody who we perceive is where we want to be, whether it be a friend or an acquaintance or somebody random. We'll look at them, and maybe it's on the internet. You just scroll Instagram and you see somebody and you're like, that person is where I want to be. I'm jealous of that person. And I know I've done this before. And you're like, if only I had what they had. And that's sort of the thinking that led Cain to kill his brother Abel. That Abel had favor with the Lord and Cain did not. And Cain was like, instead of Cain self-reflecting and saying like, what did I do wrong? What can I do to improve it? It was easier to just kill Abel. And then now, well, he's the only one offering stuff to the Lord now because Abel's dead. And then what happens as soon as God asks him, he goes, where is your brother? He goes, what am I, my brother's keeper? Oh, so I'm responsible for my brother now? And it's that deflection, that form of deflection, where, you know, he doesn't necessarily even feel bad about what he did because he's trying to deflect it. And so, to me, that's just interesting, and it's like a way of thinking, like, we shouldn't be jealous of anybody. I mean, obviously, it's way harder said than done. Obviously, we're going to be jealous of people. But it's like, if you think about what you have and be grateful for that, it's easier to cope with the fact that you don't have what you want right now, or that you aren't where you want to be. And just take account of everything that you do have. Anyway, that was Genesis chapter 4, the first humans ever born. Thank you, and God bless you.